What more? This is the notification I saw on my phone while going through and looking for an idea for this video. Bold subject line, Laura. Well played. I genuinely have to stop everything that I do just to open your email. And honestly, I even scrolled the entire email just to find out about what she meant. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how just one subject line turned a complete stranger from my inbox into someone I actively look for their emails. And I'll explain the psychology behind it, and I'll give you 6 repeatable frameworks so you can steal and just reuse. And I'll show you the exact rule that separates good curiosity from just being a random weirdo yelling, "We want more cocks" at strangers. Because look, I get around 200 emails every day. Out of those 200, maybe I open up 10. Usually I just read none, maybe one, maybe two sometimes. But this email got me so good, I genuinely had to rethink my entire strategy. I've been sending emails for more than 3 years and I've been helping coaches sell offers more than $10,000, yet I've never really focused on subject lines. What mattered to me was the name and longevity. I knew that if I'd email consistently, people will eventually just start recognizing my name and would just start opening my emails without really thinking about the subject line itself. And I've helped other creators to increase their open rates simply by just showing up more consistently. Robert Cialdini describes something called the familiarity effect. The more often people see you, the more they naturally like and trust you, even without interacting with you, because eventually your name becomes the reason why people recognize you and open your emails. And that is why, for me, creators who email consistently always win. I join a lot of newsletters, and most of the times, a lot of them simply stop sending me emails after some time, but those who keep emailing me earn my attention. I just start recognizing their names and I open the emails without really looking at the subject lines at all. But Laura skipped the entire line. I've been subscribed to her email for maybe a month. I've never opened a single email and I didn't really recognize her name, meaning we had no trust at all, no recognition, and she was just there. But then suddenly she became a creator that I actively look for in my inbox. So, how did she get into that league without waiting for me to notice her? She did something very smart. She just stole my attention. So, back to the question why I couldn't ignore that notification. And maybe you couldn't either. Are you still watching this video to find out exactly what she said? Let me know in the comments below. Online, people simply call this curiosity, but curiosity is not just a marketing trick, it's an actual psychological itch. George Loewenstein's information gap theory says that curiosity is basically a small psychological pain. The moment your brain notices a gap between what it knows and what it wants to know, it wants to close that gap, just like hunger makes you want to eat. The email opened a gap so wide that my brain had to just close it. And this is the entire engine. This is exactly why shorts and reels clue us. They're all using the same formula. Open up a gap wide enough in the first few seconds and then just delay the payoff until the very end. Because there are two nuances most coaches completely miss. Just yelling, "We want more," will not really get you there. You'll just look stupid. Bjornstein also found out that giving people a little information actually increases curiosity, while giving them too much kills it. So the skill is not saying something shocking. The skill is revealing just enough to create a gap and then hiding the payoff. Too vague, nobody cares. Too specific, there is no reason to click. The sweet spot is a manageable gap. So here are 6 reusable frameworks and examples you can use to create that gap. The confession. Admit something you're not supposed to. Examples. I lied. This launch flopped hard. My top 100 worst emails. The curiosity comes from one question. What are you confessing? A WTF moment. A phrase that makes zero sense in an inbox. This is what Laura used. Hot chicken in my mouth. Dogs police. We want more cocks. Your brain immediately wants context. The cliffhanger. Drop the mid-sentence, no context. Things get messy at 3 a.m. What I saw before the hydrant exploded. People naturally want to know what happened next. The call out, contest the belief you're holding right now. You're doing it backwards. Value is killing your engagement. And suddenly they're wondering, am I doing it wrong? And it works because being called out as someone who is doing something wrong is its own itch. The empty suitcase. Use this, that, blank with the noun deliberately missing. The smartest cheat I ever saw. The $3 marketing mistake. Left what on my desk? The brain wants to fill in the gap. The provocative question. As something people automatically answer in their heads. Who are you? Why'd you even open? If you got hit by a bus today, before they click, they've already started the conversation. So feel free to check them out and just use them. Now, if you're watching this video and you have an email list just sitting there without really doing anything, and you're just looking for a cool and edgy subject line to send and just spark the conversation again, I've got bad news for you. A subject line can get someone to open an email, but it will never fix a broken relationship. That is exactly why I created the Rhythm Reset training. It's a free training for coaches who have decent sized lists but haven't been really using them much and just feel awkward getting back to them, picking them up, and starting emailing one more time. So across 7 days, we're gonna send 4 emails to reintroduce you back to the list and just restart the conversation with your subscribers. And as a bonus, at the very end, I'll help you build your next 30-day email plan so you can actually stay consistent this time and not just get back to your old habits. So if you want it, you can just find it in the pinned comment below. Now, if you remember, earlier I said that there are two things separate great curiosity from just random dudes yelling, "Who want more cocks?" at strangers. First one is to create the right amount of curiosity, and secondly, honestly, the most important one is to actually deliver on what you've promised. A great subject line writes the check, but an email has to cash it. The genius thing that Laura did is not to come up with the subject line. No, the genius thing was to actually deliver on the promise. She wasn't trying to force me open the email and then just dump a random sales pitch on top of my head, right? It was not just for the shock value. She created the gap and then she closed it. When I opened the email, cocks turned into clicks. Haha, want more clicks? Right, how couldn't I see that? The number of letters and the asterisk doesn't even match, right? It was relevant. I actually laughed, and this is why I'll open up her next email. If I'd open up the email and then I'd find just a boring sales speech, I would have felt used, and I probably will not open the next email, and I would probably just unsubscribe from her list. And that is exactly what happens when you abuse curiosity and clickbait. The open is not the finish line, it's just the beginning. Every time someone opens your email, they're trusting you to make the next few minutes worth their time. Break that trust often enough, and people will stop opening, people will just start unsubscribing. The curiosity gets today email, but the payoff earns tomorrow's. And that is the difference between curiosity and clickbait. Clickbait opens a loop and never closes it. Curiosity opens a loop and rewards people for following you inside. If you're asking how bold is too bold, you're asking the wrong question because the edge is not the point, the gap is. You can be as bold as you want, just make sure the email earns the click. So now you've got people clicking on your emails. Hooray! But soon enough, you notice that a lot of those people are not really engaging. A lot of those people are not clicking on your emails. And then you realize that just opening the emails is only half the battle. I analyzed the emails of the 50 biggest email creators and found out one small tiny thing all of them are doing to dramatically increase the chances of the people on the list clicking their emails for the long run. And I break it all down in the very next video. So if you're getting opens but barely any engagement, go and watch it next. You can click somewhere on the screen, you'll just see the video and yeah, go and check it out. Bye.